Hi everybody. Today I've got a really great DIY project that I'm really excited to be sharing with you. For the last few weeks I've been building my own proper high quality shed. I'll be releasing the video series soon showing you how I built it step by step. So please subscribe to the channel to make sure that you don't miss it. My build strategy for the shed was to make something that not only looks great, is built to a high quality specification, and is as secure as I can possibly make it. So when it came to the door, I needed something that offered a high level of quality with the best security. That's why I've teamed up with Latham's steel security doors, because of their reputation for producing secure doors with great looks. The service, I must say, has really been great, and in just 10 days from sending them my order, my door was built and delivery arranged. So in this video, I'm going to be unpacking this door and installing it on my shed and sharing a few tips along the way. Of course, I'll be sharing my thoughts on the build and how easy it was to install, especially as I'm going to be tackling this project on my own. The door turned up about 10 days after I confirmed with Lathams the size of my shed door opening and the colour that I wanted, and all the other bits and pieces I needed to go with it. They do a whole range of colours to choose from, and I went with satin black to best match my shed. Plus, the door also came with a whole array of components, not just the door handles and the lock, but things like silicone sealer, frame shims, frame fixings for all the different types of materials, and of course the fitting instructions. It even comes with drills and adjustment bolts for levelling the frame. I think the fixing kit is a really great touch. All I really needed to supply to complete the task was a spirit level, a Stanley knife, and a silicone gun, and of course a bit of elbow grease. The door arrived incredibly well packaged with thick protective foam edging pads all around the door, which were held in really tightly with this thick polythene sheet. The door is really heavy at about 60 kilograms, so I made sure it was the right way up to save lifting it too many times during the installation process. The door has been powder coated to my specified colour, satin black, and made in a cottage style to match my shed design. The door is a high quality powder coated finish, and throughout the installation I was really careful to keep it that way. Even though it's made of steel, it doesn't look industrial in my opinion, and you wouldn't know that it's actually made of steel unless you looked really closely. And I think it will blend perfectly with the feather edge design that I used in the construction of the shed, but offering superior durability and security. The door is even insulated, offering both sound and heat insulation. The lock is conveniently already pre-installed, which is great, and the door is already fitted within the door frame, so you know everything aligns perfectly. I'll leave a link in the description to Latham's in case you want to take a detailed look at their doors. Before I can fit the door, I need to finish preparing the shed door opening. I have to remove this remnant 4x2 from the shed framing, as the door will be fitted directly on top of the concrete oversight. So I quickly saw away the wood before touching up the exposed frame with a couple of coats of wood stain, the same stain that I used overall on the shed. I also decide to remove the damp-proof membrane, as I'll be putting the supplied silicone sealant between the concrete oversight and the door frame. The installation of the door is described by Lathams as requiring 2 people. I haven't really got anyone here to help me at the moment, so I'm going to be doing this on my own. I would of course recommend you follow Latham's 2-person guidelines if you decide to fit one of these doors yourself. Because I've decided to fit it on my own, I first removed the door from the frame to make it a little lighter and more manageable to install. This door weighs in at around 60 kilograms, so separating the frame from the door makes things a little easier for me to handle. I use these little air pump door lift bags to support the weight of the door before unscrewing the hinges. I ordered these as part of the fitting kit, and I found they made the whole job a lot easier, especially doing this on my own. The door frame is 90mm thick, the perfect size to fit my 4x2-inch wooden door opening that I built into my shed. The first thing to do is fit these supplied wind-out adjusters into the frame. I'll explain what they do a little bit later. There's 10 in total, 5 each side of the frame. I screw them in and I adjust them to their minimum position with the supplied Allen key. I've set myself a bit of a challenge to try and get this door fitted as quickly as possible on my own. So if I could fit the door in about an hour or so, that would be great, but let's see how I get on. Before fitting the frame in place, I give the door threshold a quick clean up to remove any dust, and then I use the supplied silicone sealant to create a seal between the bottom of the door and the concrete oversight, making it waterproof and insect proof. I then lift up the frame and lower it onto the threshold, making sure the frame fits nice and squarely into the shed opening. With the supplied Allen key, I now wind out the adjusters so that they just gently push against the shed frame with just enough pressure to hold the door frame in place. I now spend some time with the spirit level and getting the frame nice and true and plumb. The adjusters give you a lot of flexibility to get the door in the right position before committing to fixing it permanently to the frame. Because the wind out fixes are hollow, the fixings go through the middle of the frame without disturbing the alignment. That's a clever design. I take my time adjusting the wind out fixings to get everything perfectly level before moving on to the next stage of hanging the door. There's no rush. You need to get this right. A couple of points to remember here. It's important to use a spirit level to make sure the frame stays true and straight. And it's also important not to over tighten the wind out adjusters as it could distort the frame. Now to fix the door back into the frame. First, I select the appropriate supplied wood fixing screws. They also supply in the kit screws for masonry if you've got a brick door opening. I fix the hinge side of the frame first, check the levels are still good, and then proceed to fix the remaining 10 screws in place with my impact driver. Then I put the door back into the frame using the air windbag to lift the door just to the right height to align the hinge screws perfectly, leaving me hands-free to tighten the hinge screws in place. Once the hinges are all fixed, I can remove the windbag and test the door fitment. When it's all done, the door fits into the opening perfectly. It closes with no effort and the gaps are nice and even all round. My shed door opening was the right size for this particular door frame. Latham does, however, provide some adjustable infills, which means these doors can fit a wide range of openings. I guess it's just like having a custom built door without the custom fit prices. Now it's time to fix the lock and handle in place. The door uses a standard Eurocylinder. You can also upgrade the lock at various levels of security if you want to, which I did. The locks come with a number of spare keys. I also ordered some stainless steel door handles, which I thought would look really nice against the black door. The lock is pretty easy to install. It only takes a few minutes. The main locking mechanism is conveniently pre-installed in the door. All that's left to do is insert the lock barrel and the two handles and then just screw everything together. Once the lock's in place, it operates a 19-point locking mechanism, no less, with bolts going into the frame at the handle position, at head height, at knee height, and also at the top and bottom of the door. There's even fixed bolts on the hinge side of the door, providing complete perimeter security all around. That sounds pretty good to me. The kit also comes with some frame and door seals and some plastic cover caps. I installed the seals using the peel-off sticky tape provided on both the door frame and the door itself, making it draft-proof and weather-tight. The plastic caps covered up the access holes to the fixing bolts, giving an overall nice professional finish. The last pieces to fit from Latham is a security strip. My door has got a few millimeters gap between the shed frame and the door frame. I have used some black silicone sealant provided in the kit on both inside and outside of the door, making it nice and weathertight. These security pieces are right angled steel strips that I cut to size and cut at 45-degree angle and then pop riveted to the door frame, covering up the small perimeter gap around, providing extra security. I primed and sprayed the cut edges with matching satin black to stop them rusting. It provides a great finishing touch to the overall door install. Last but not least, I have taken the opportunity to make myself some wooden door reveals to neatly trim the edge of the door and cover up the edges of the wooden feather edge cladding, which I used, and I think that finishes it quite nicely. Overall, I have to say that I'm really happy with it. This door is high quality and has been an absolute pleasure to install. It clearly provides a high level of security, and despite it weighing in at 60 kilograms, it's really easy to close and feels like you're shutting something really expensive. The design is also really clever and has been built for easy installation, even for inexperienced DIYers. And the fact that everything you need for the install is supplied with the door is a really nice touch. Did I manage to install the door in under an hour? Well, not quite. If you don't include the unboxing and the door reveals, which I made separately, I managed it in about an hour and 20 minutes. I'll leave a link to Lathams in the description in case you want to check them out. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and remember to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so we see each other in the next video. Take care, everybody.